Hi everyone, I'm back again with another video of mine, and today I'm again back with a recipe. Yes, you guessed it right, because I've started this new segment and I'm totally loving it. And as I've promised, I'm going to share some of the recipes that I've learned from my mother, and also after marriage, some of the recipes that I learned by myself because I was revising them. I was preparing some of my own version of the recipes, so they are not something that would be new to you, but some of the recipes I felt that I've given my touch to it, so I wanted to share those. And today I'm going to make a recipe that has been talked about in this book, and the first story itself inspired me to prepare this recipe, and I would be doing it with you. So before I start, let me give you a little information about it. Well, it's something very commonly known as kadhi pakoda, or kadhi, as North Indians like to call it, and it's a food that everybody calls it like a comfort food, and it's a go-to food for when you are running out of options, that you are falling short of vegetables or anything, and you cannot go wrong with this recipe, kadhi rice or kadhi chawal. And the interesting fact about this recipe is that when I was before my marriage, I'm talking about when I was growing up, and I used to watch my mother cooking recipes of, apart from Bengali dishes, she used to cook some of the North Indian dishes that she learned from during their Air Force days, because my father was in Air Force, so they used to be traveling to different places because they were posted to different places. So in Ambala, when they were posted, where I was born as well, my mother learned curry because it was a Punjabi recipe, and I knew it only as a Punjabi recipe until the time I got married into Pahadi household. As I've told you, I'm a Joshi now, so I will come to this point. But first, let me tell you that so my mother used to cook curry rice, and I used to enjoy it a lot. But then I got married, and I realized that curry is not only a Punjabi recipe, but it was a very popularly known recipe in the entire Uttarakhand and all of its parts, because it is called Jhoi Bhaat in Pahadi, and it's a staple diet, one of the staple diets of the Pahadi culture and Pahadi people. So they call it Jhoi. Jhoi means curry, and Bhaat is of course rice. We also in Bengali, rice is termed as Bhaat. So here they call it Jhoi Bhaat. So you can understand that I have a long connection coming from curry to again getting married, and then realizing it that it has a new name, Jhoi Bhaat. But the cooking version of mine is different, not that different, and I just have a different kind of style to it, in a way that I give it a different tadka, because everybody has their own style. So I made my new version because I prepare it in a complete vegetarian way without garlic and onion. So before we start cooking, I would like to read an excerpt from this book, Songs of a Mermaid, which talks about, the first story itself talks about curry rice, and this story has been written by one of the acclaimed writers, Lily Swern, and this book is available on Amazon and Flipkart. So if you're new to my channel, do subscribe to my channel and also pick this book up, because in the process of while I would be cooking curry pakodi, you can simply order this book. And also don't forget to help me reach 1K subscribers, because if you do that, I would be doing a giveaway to 3 random subscribers, and I would be doing a giveaway of this book here, Songs of a Mermaid. And also, if you can make me reach even more, 1K, 2K, I'll be so happy, because I'm trying to make our books reach to a wider audience, and I'm doing so many of variation videos so that you don't feel bored. You have so much to get from my channel, entertainment, lots of knowledge also, because we are also going to discuss books, and also I do excerpt reading sessions and poetry reading, so you're not going to be in a place where you find it monotonous. There's going to be so much of different content, and this is another segment where I'm going to share recipe. So this is my food and book kind of segment, and also the cook with me, which I have thought of calling it. So let's read the excerpt, which will also make you feel like let's cook curry rice after all, after listening to this short excerpt. So this story has been written by the acclaimed author I've already mentioned, Lily Swan. Her story is entitled The Veil. So I'll just read an excerpt to you. It seemed as if a tornado had hit my innards that day, as I stood in the brightly lit kitchen with my frail and slightly bent mother-in-law. We were going about preparing an aromatic Punjabi curry with gram flour and sour buttermilk. I watched her wizened fingers deftly weave magic out of the fragrant spices carelessly thrown into the steaming ghee. A hiss followed by divinely wafting smells tantalized my nostrils and nudged my taste buds. Biji, as we called her, had the glazed look of the ancient mariner about to reveal his story. The chill of the proverbial New Delhi winters, a la Dilli ki sardi, crept into my bones as she started speaking in a pained voice. It was a sudden decision by my father-in-law. He wanted to take me and his grandchildren as speedily as possible to my husband in Shimla, where he was posted at that time, with ominous news about the division of the country pouring in from all corners. Most people thought it wise to lie low till the bickering died down a bit. My little one was still a babe in arms, and I was nursing her. The elder one was an asthmatic tot of 4 or 5. I listened in silence to his fears regarding the partition of our country. So this story talks about the partition pain and the anguish and the torment that the families had gone through in those days when partition happened. And this book is basically tales of urban women, where you would be lured. Why it's called Songs of a Mermaid? Because all of these mermaids are from urban sea. They will lure you to their urban world of so many emotions, and you will feel overwhelmed. All the stories might resonate with you. They are all fiction, but you will enjoy reading it, I'm telling you. And they are some of the best writers in the writing industry right now. Here are some of the big names like Lily Swan, Harshali Singh, Dr. Sunil Kaushal, and then Ananya Mukherjee, Preeti Brahmin, Nandita Deni Chatterjee. Even I have written one story in it, and this book has been edited by one of our senior editors, Deepak K. Chaudhary sir. So in this segment where I'm going to cook curry along with you, rice I don't think I have to give you, because everybody has their own version of cooking rice. So you can prepare jeera rice, you can prepare steamed rice. Today I'm going to do steamed rice, and in the end I'll show you how the results are going to be. So stick around and be with me till the last of this video. Let's make curry pakodi, and also read this book. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, because I'm a publisher, I'm also an author, and if you are a writer out there, you must connect with me. The mail ID is given in the description, and you can also head to the website to know and read the guidelines. So let's start cooking curry rice. So let's begin. First, I've taken a bowl deep enough where we can mix the ingredients that we need for curry pakoda. So let's start with taking besan gram flour. I'm taking 1 full cup of gram flour, and this must be of 200 ml cup. This much I've taken. Now I prefer to make a little in bigger quantity, because everybody in our home loves curry pakoda, and this is also, as I've told you, Pahadi speciality. We call it Jhoi Bhaat. I'm taking a little more. Yes. So I've taken one full of this cup and half of it, and this much is the quantity right now. Then I would be adding salt. You can add it according to your taste. Then I would be adding turmeric powder and some Kashmiri mirch, red chili powder. Then I'm gonna add some green chilies that I've already chopped. And I love to add ajwain to it. It not only helps in digesting but also gives a great punch to the taste of the pakodi. So I'm adding it. It's all 1 teaspoon. And now you're going to add water. And we'll mix it. A little bit of water I'm adding so that I can make a slightly light consistency. Yeah, this is good to go. See? Now we'll let it sit for some 5 to 10 minutes. In between, we'll start heating up our pan and put oil into it. And then we will fry the pakodis. So let's start with putting the oil in the... So I'm going to light up the gas. And then next I'm going to put oil into the pan. So the oil, we have to now fry the pakoras, and then the first process of making kadhi pakodi will be to fry the pakodis. And in the meantime, while we are frying the pakodis, you can read Songs of a Mermaid, the first story I've read the excerpt from. The story has been written by Lily Swan. And you can enjoy the story. In the meantime, I'm going to fry the pakodis. So let's start. Take a little much of 1 spoonful of the batter that we have made. So you can see that the oil is bubbling and these pakodis are getting fried. You have to fry them till slightly reddish brown. frying the pakoris for the curry, and this is the recipe that is quite common in North India and everybody has their own version, but I have given my touch to it. I make it completely vegetarian. I don't add onion, I don't add garlic. So this is a completely vegetarian item in our home, and I substitute it with the tadka of something special that I will show you in the end. That would be the last process of finishing it off. So you can see that pakoris are turning slightly into golden. I'll fry it a little bit more. Subscribing to my channel. So these pakoris are done. Let's put to the side here. So this way you can fry the rest of the batter for pakoris, and then let's do the next step. I'll show you how to make the curry. And in the meantime, while I'm frying all the pakoris, you can enjoy reading this book here, Songs of a Mermaid, Tales of Urban Women. Go ahead, read it, enjoy, and do subscribe to my channel. So now that I've fried the pakoris here, and put another kadhai on the gas, I'm heating it up so that all the water dries up. And in between that process, I will make the preparation of curry. So curry, basically, firstly we have to take again gram flour. That half cup I kept aside. I'm adding it to it, and I'm adding turmeric powder. I add it in this process only while mixing the charge. I'm adding red chili powder. Salt I'll add later. So this is all 1 tablespoon of quantity. You can add according to your own wish. I've taken charge. This comes from the market easily, from any milk dairy. And this is my food blender, cum mixer, cum mincer. It works absolutely fine. So I've taken 2 packets of charge, and now I'm going to mix it all up by just giving it an electric run, and it will be a mixture which I'll show you just in a second. Let me get it mixed first. So the mix is now ready. It has that half cup of gram flour, and I have added red chili powder, haldi, and some water to it, and 2 packets of charge. This is the mixture that's now going to be changed into curry. We have our pakoris ready. So we'll just add some oil again. And we don't want to waste the oil that we have fried our pakoris. We'll take a little bit of it, absolutely a little quantity only, because there will be a tadka process later, which will be again adding of 1 tablespoon or maybe teaspoon of ghee. That enhances the flavor. So this is the oil that is heating up, and in this process here I don't add any tadka, if you can see. So now I'm going to add the mixture. Be very careful. We can add some water again, because it's going to thicken up as it has gram flour. So we add a amount of water. And then we give it a good stir. Since I'm feeling that I can add some little bit of more saffron color to it, I'm adding a little bit of more haldi to it, turmeric powder, if you can see. And now I'm going to add the pakoris into it, all of them of course, because that's how it's called, curry pakodi. And let it come to its boil. In the meantime, we'll prepare for its tadka. Now I'm adding salt. I've already measured, it's 1 tablespoon, but let's just do it again. We'll add bit by bit so that we are not confused. And all of those who know how to cook a little bit of it, they can understand how much quantity you need. You have to keep your station clean as well. So, see. So, this has become so good looking already, delicious it's going to be. Curry pakora is really something that everybody relishes in our home. And see, this is the book you need to pick as soon as you can, because I really want you to read this book. There are amazing tales of women. This is the book called Songs of a Mermaid, and their tales in their own way. It's a book of multiple writers, so if you can relish on your curry pakoda and rice along with it, and also with this book here, Songs of a Mermaid, Tales of Urban Women. So when it comes to its first boil, I'll add the tadka. So let me show you how to do that. So I've already lightened up the gas and I've put the tawa on it, and now it's time to do the tadka. So let's start. We'll add 1 tablespoon of ghee, and then black mustard seeds, and they have started crackling. Then I would be adding hing as a patida. This is the magic mantra that substitutes the taste of the onion and garlic. If you want to put garlic or onion, it's completely your choice, but I prefer the curry to be absolutely vegetarian. Then I'm adding some green chilies. It enhances the flavor, but you have to be careful because it starts crackling. So I'm standing a bit far. And then I'm adding some kitchen king masala, and lastly curry leaves powder, because I don't add curry patta. Instead I use curry leaves powder. You can easily find it in any grocery store. Just give it a mix and add it to your curry, just like that. show the color. So the curry pakodi is ready, and now I'll make some rice and enjoy my curry pakoda along with it. So do comment below how you like the process and favorite vessel that I love to cook in. I cook my rice in this handi and I drain off all the excess water that becomes starch, and then we have steamed rice, and this is basmati, so it's going to be getting cooked inside this handi, and this way we get rid of the starch and the extra carbs, so rice also becomes interesting by making, in this way you can try out, and then in the finishing, or when it is about to be when it's ready, when the rice becomes completely cooked and soft, you can add 1 tablespoon of ghee. This way the rice becomes absolutely separated from each other. They won't stick, and they would be looking gorgeous with long grain, and we say it in Hindi na, khile khile chawal. It's just like that. See, the rice is getting cooked. See, the rice is getting cooked. It's basmati rice, long grain. And this will be ready in just some more minutes, and then I'm really going to enjoy my Jhoi Bhaat or Kadi Pakoda rice, curry rice also. It's a very famous dish among North Indians, and I guess everybody loves it.